When she said the words, her voice didn't waver. "He's moving in. If you can't handle it, you know where the door is." The sentence cut through the air like a blade, sharp, final, leaving no room for reply. The man beside her, her secretary, stood quietly with his suitcase resting against the wall of what used to be our home. He didn't have to say a word. His presence was enough. I stared at the woman I'd spent 12 years standing beside, defending, loving. But the look in her eyes wasn't anger. It was calm, almost like relief. I didn't argue, didn't beg. I just nodded once, as though agreeing to disappear from my own life. Then I packed what was mine and left. When the door closed behind me, there was no fury, only silence, thick and humming, the kind that follows you wherever you go. 5 days passed before her mother called. Her voice trembled over the phone, shaky and uneven. "I don't know how to tell you this," she said. My gut tightened. I didn't need her to finish to know something terrible had happened. There had been a fight. Neighbors heard yelling, then police sirens. By the time I pulled into the driveway, yellow tape fluttered in the evening wind. The house looked smaller than I remembered, hollow and empty. A neighbor muttered that the secretary had been staying up late, locked in her office, working on something. I didn't ask what. I already knew enough. Inside, nothing had changed. My jacket still hung on the chair. My coffee cup sat in the sink. Yet everything felt wrong. The air itself seemed heavier, thick with fear and regret. An officer told me she was in the hospital. "Overdose," he said flatly, as if it were routine. The secretary had vanished. His car was found 2 states away, abandoned. I didn't go in to see her right away. I parked outside the hospital instead, watching the windows glow against the night sky. Part of me wanted to believe she was tricked, manipulated. But deep down I knew better. She'd made her choices, and choices always carry a cost. Over the next few days, I pieced the story together. Bank transfers, hotel receipts, messages. She hadn't fallen in love. She'd been caught in something darker. The man she let into our home was part of a blackmail operation, targeting women with influence, recording affairs, extorting them. She wasn't his first victim. She just believed she was different. Her mother told me she'd been getting threats, that the man had stolen files from her laptop, photos, documents, leverage. The woman I thought I knew had become a stranger to herself. That night, I finally went to the hospital, not to speak, but to listen. Through the glass, she looked fragile, pale, disconnected from the world. The doctor said she was stable, but broken in ways no machine could measure. I didn't feel pity, only clarity. I began digging deeper. Police files, old records. The man had a trail of crimes across 3 states. Fraud, assault, disappearances. Now he was gone again. But this time, I wasn't chasing him. When she woke up, she asked for me. The nurse said she cried when I didn't come. So I did, just once. She looked smaller than I remembered. Her voice was thin. "He said he loved me," she whispered. I handed her a folder. That's his real name. Police reports. Bank statements. His fiancée's contact information. Her eyes filled with disbelief, then emptiness. "He used me." "No," I said quietly. "You let him." Tears gathered. But I didn't reach for her. I just watched as she sank into the truth she'd built for herself. Between us, the silence was colder than any goodbye. I never told her I'd already handed everything to the police. The recordings, her confession to her mother, the footage from the security cameras I'd installed before leaving. Every argument, every secret, every deal, all of it, I turned it in anonymously. A week later, they came for her. I watched from across the street as she was let out in handcuffs, eyes fixed straight ahead. No words, no tears, just the sound of the car door closing. I sold the house the next month and moved to a small cabin 2 towns over. Now, some nights, I sit on the porch, listening to the stillness. People think revenge is loud, violent, dramatic, but the real kind is quiet. It's when you stop needing them to hurt and start realizing they already do. She built her own prison, lie by lie. All I did was close the door and walk away.